Today is Monday, June 15, 2020. Yet another day that should live in infamy regarding the decline of the United States. Yes, forget the bazooka the Federal Reserve threatened us with. They launched a nuclear bomb to now be buying bonds of individual companies. I am using the word threat correctly, as the deleterious effects of so-called stimulus really acts as an anti-stimulus. We will have more zombie companies, executives drawing out more, widening the wealth divide, and therefore worsening the economy. Corporate executives will now not be concerned about maintaining expenditures and trying to make products, just suck the lifeblood from this country via the funds the Federal Reserve provides that all of us collectively have to be held accountable for. They won't have an incentive of doing any real business operation. Terminate the workers, make shell corporations, and keep getting free money off everyone else. This is the American way. It's basically legalized money laundering, a mob operation, and the general population is the big loser. This is the problem with government interference in trying to force production. No real demand, all products and services are being met, but superfluous corporations, ones that are failures, keep getting bailed out. The money pits will continue and new ones formed, realizing we have a Federal Reserve filled with idiots. Do not be fooled just because some money is injected into the economy that it is helpful for everyone. Imagine two persons exist, you and a wealthy person. You have 100 units of money, the other 1,000 units of money. If the wealthy person is given 1,000 more units of money and you nothing, would you think it's a stimulus? When certain concentrated interests are targeted, in this instance, corporations being saved in an effort to keep the stock market from going in the direction of fair value for this economic depression, no matter how hard government tries to mask it, in no stretch of the imagination is this a stimulus. You all should know about 85% of stocks are owned by a mere 10% of the population. It's saving the stock market at the detriment of destroying the economy. The Fed's stupid actions actually hurt the economy and society in driving a wider wealth divide. Asset prices go up, the wealthy who own a bulk of the assets get cobbled, the wealthy then with a load of new money, find other places to put their money, including buying up more homes. Home prices then go up, rents go up, more homeless results. The Federal Reserve wants to make certain the wealthy take all they can from everyone else. This is just one more facilitation of it. Record wealth divide currently and will get worse. Record homeless currently and will get worse. This country has gone to hell with decades of crushing the poor and middle class. Now look at these graphs of the stock market. What you do not see is that from the early morning, about 6 hours prior to the open, the futures market indicated the down nearly 1,000 points in the red. But the futures were creeping up all the way up to the open, and you see how pretty much the market in the regular session had a constant increase until around midway, then you see a sudden jump. Surely there were discussions leading up to the Fed's announcement of this. Surely either through established channels of communication or newly non-established communications went on. Special friends, millionaires, billionaires, maybe politicians as well, knew what was going to be announced and then piled into the market to capitalize on it. There's no other reasonable explanation for it. The market was surely going to be head downward where it belongs. Diligent investors are having to short sell this bloated market. I did the analysis based on the past 15 years having no positive real GDP growth per capita upon using a non-contrived inflation rate. Historical valuations per an economy in the toilet points to large and mid caps being 4 times overpriced and small caps 10 times overpriced. Yes, this much. It's not like 20, 30, 40, or 50% overpriced, but we are talking many multiples overpriced. All investors should know of these facts I am putting out. No one else is coming to the rescue showing the truth of the economy and of how overpriced the market is. Acclaimed economists failed you just as reporters have failed you. And so the investors whom are on the correct side of fair value again are being unjustly forced to lose, just as they've been pretty much for the past 11 years, ever since March 2009. To go long this manipulated out market, you really have to be extremely ignorant or sold your soul in some way to get the big undeserved gains gratis the Federal Reserve screwing this country over. The billionaires, well, to be where they are, they sold their souls long ago. This is crony capitalism on steroids. There is no free market. The middle class has been getting crushed over the past few decades from the insidious monetary policies of the Fed. Gradually, people begin feeling the pinch of the higher cost of living. Gradually more and more have to rely on using credit cards to make up for a shortfall in income to support their standard of living. Gradually more people end up sleeping in their cars and living under bridges. But look at Trump saying how great the economy is. It's a total sham, and this is no game, but a great many are getting hurt from these insane policies. I urge all of you to write to the Federal Reserve. Look up, contact the FOMC, and you should be able to find the appropriate page. I've written the Federal Reserve like no one else, numbering into the many hundreds of times since 2009. I keep telling them of their destructive policies, but they do not care. What they should do is stop the insanity and direct Congress to deal with the underlying problems as I set forth in my blogspot domain site of proposed solutions, all one word. I am one who is getting the brunt of the egregious upward manipulation of the stock market, but I feel sad for this country, as I know the middle class is going to keep going down from the continuance of the obvious destructive and proven failed Federal Reserve policies.